All right. Hey, everybody. Stuart Anderson here, and welcome to the Crown Council's December 4th live stream. This is our opportunity to connect with the incredible community of the Crown Council, to speak with some of our members, our resource partners, and to share some of our updates, to just connect with this awesome community that is the best in dentistry that we love to associate with day in and day out. We are on the countdown to our annual event, which is our annual gathering of all Crown Council members. We're very excited to be planning and putting the final touches on the annual event, as we wrap up RSVPs, as we wrap up travel, all of our travel information, connect with our speakers, our presenters, and finalize all of the awards programs. So those are some of the things that we're doing here at the Crown Council office. The last couple of weeks, we've talked to our presenters, and I wanted to share a couple of those. We had them prepare tiny little snippets, little 1 minute videos to the Crown Council membership, kind of introducing themselves and sharing what they're going to be talking about. So I'm going to share the first little video, about a minute, with Kyle Sheely. He's going to be our concluding speaker at the annual event. Fun little minute clip, so you can hear from him here, and looking forward to obviously having him at the annual event. An incredible presenter who will fit our theme so great. So let's watch this first little video.
Hello friends, Kyle Sheely here. I am thrilled to be the closing keynote speaker at the annual event for Crown Council at the end of January in Salt Lake City. We're going to be doing a deep dive into creativity and innovation, answering questions like, where do breakthrough ideas come from? And how do I get more ideas and better ones out of myself and out of the people that I lead? See, I've been studying those questions for the last 20 years, and what I found is really surprising. See, it turns out creativity isn't some skill that's reserved for the select few. Creativity is a core part of being a human being. Every single one of us, everyone on your team, everyone in Crown Council, and every person on this planet came into this world with tremendous gifts for creativity and innovation and problem solving. And I'm going to show you exactly how to unlock those gifts, how to build a culture where ideas have a fighting chance and where great ideas are the natural byproduct of that culture. You do not want to miss this event. So if you are not signed up, sign up today.
All right, next we met with Ryan Campbell. He's actually going to be our first speaker Friday morning. And Ryan shared a little video, a 1 minute video, about what he's going to speak about, and some of the topics that he's going to share, and obviously just an introduction to himself. So let's watch this one little minute video from Ryan Campbell. Great their time to share these little videos with us. So here we go.
A big g'day to everyone at Crown Council. It's Ryan Campbell here. I am so excited to be joining the Crown Council annual event in Salt Lake City. I'll be sharing my story from a world record breaking adventure to a day that changed my life forever. But then diving deep in the work that we do with individuals, teams, and organizations around the world, sharing a process we call the Joy Audit, a simple and powerful approach to transitioning from burnout to balance, to finally begin prioritizing what truly matters once again. Now, if you're part of the Crown Council family, make sure you're there. If you haven't been to an annual event before, trust me when I say that this is an event that you don't want to miss. I hope to see all of you in Salt Lake City.
All right, very cool. We still have seats available. The annual event will be taking place in Salt Lake City, January 29th, 30th, and 31st. We would love every Crown Council member to attend. Bring your spouse, bring your team. This is an incredible way to kick off your year and to set goals and set your culture right when it comes to 2026. So looking forward to being with everybody. All right, we're going to roll into an interview we did with Dr. Kelly Dove. The front end of the interview has an introduction to her. So I'll play that, and then we can watch this really fun interview with one of our great Crown Council members, great example and leader in the community, Kelly Dove. All right. Awesome. I'm going to ask DJ to bring in Kelly. I know that Dr. Dove has been kind of waiting here for one sec. She just kind of got held up. So let's bring her in. Grateful that Kelly will be joining us. I want to, before she starts saying, I'm going to share my screen. Hi, Kelly. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
How are you? So in preparation for you, Kelly, I don't know if you remember this, but this was 2001. It was like 3 years ago that we did this. What did I say? Oh, 2021.
Don't date the woman.
So 2021, we did this awesome episode for a leadership series that we did about building a new practice or joining a practice or, joining your father in a practice. And we talked for about 40 minutes about building a new practice. I don't know. Do you remember listening to it? Do you remember, here it is on the
A
Crown
little
Council.
bit,
Yeah.
a little bit. I do, and actually, one of my team members listened to it, and so I was
Nice.
thinking, "Oh no, did I do everything good?" And it was great. I really enjoyed, and then I feel like yes, you have to make sure that that the team is going to listen and they're proud of you when you speak on these things. So it's
Nice. I love
wonderful.
it. It's so good.
Yes.
So it's in the Mentor of the Month library. This is episode 99. And such a great episode we did here. This was the 9th in the 12-part series. And Dr. Dove, one thing that I saw was we posted here 502 Google reviews with a 5-star rating. I said, oh, that's pretty cool. Well, I jumped over. It's now at 1,100 Google reviews for your Did you know it was that many? I mean, is that something that you guys are like, oh yeah, we know. I know how many there
We
are.
know
You
it's
know.
intentional. Yes, it's intentional, but
Yes.
it's part of our culture and our practice. We're very proud of it. So yes, it's a group effort.
Why don't we just start there? Okay, so
And actually, I have to brag there a little bit too. The second practice is just got over 1,000, and our pediatric practice, I'm pretty sure, is well over 500. So we've got something good going.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Yeah, I would love to hear. Let's just do it now. How is if it's intentional, what do you guys do? How do you train to make this intentional?
Yeah, so several things. One, I would say part of our culture in the office is to grow people and create positive moments. And I think that creating those positive moments helps translate to some of the Google reviews. And then it's amazing how simple just asking. If you ask, a lot of times you receive. And so that's intentional. And we do send out the links like so many people do, but we find if you ask them, hey, would you mind doing this for me? And you get that answer, yes, they're so much more likely to do it than just sending the link. So
and hoping.
Yes, and hoping, yes.
Yeah.
So it is intentional. But I also hope that it ties to our customer service and our values too. So yes.
Very cool. Nice. If you didn't know, Dr. Dove was one of our Young Dentists of the Year. So that award was presented to you at the annual event. Very fun. We were trying to find out what year it was, and I don't remember now. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago. But what a fun thing to have you on the stage with Dr. Hornbrook and part of the Young Dentist program. As we start, can you kind of talk about your biggest influences that led you to your career in dentistry and maybe mentors, how your whole career started? Can you talk about that first?
Absolutely. And I think thank you for the opportunity, because it gives me an opportunity to thank my parents, because I think that a lot of the biggest influences come from them, and they often don't get that appreciation. So I would say it was kind of a funny story. The way that came about was my dad is a retired veterinarian and my mom's a retired nurse. So it kind of seemed natural that I would become some sort of medical field position and everything. And when I was real young, my dad would he trained me as a surgery tech. So I could help him deliver puppies. I could do the works. I could flip the rooms and everything. And so he let me do the dog prophies. So
Nice.
I was a doggy dental hygienist.
Oh my
at
goodness.
a very young age.
That is awesome.
And it was great. And I really enjoyed it. So I knew I wanted to be a physician at some point. And I went and I shadowed, and I went to the hospital halls, and those long gray halls. I walked them one day and I thought, this sucks the life out of me. I've got to do something different. So you kind of think of like choosing a career as climbing a mountain, right? You're going to go and climb a mountain. You just have to make sure you climb the right mountain, so you don't get to the top of the mountain and realize you climbed the mountain for someone else. So I love that analogy. So when I realized I was in the hospital, I thought, I don't want to do these gray long halls. And so I went back to my dad. I said, I think I want to be a dentist. And then the other mentor came in, as I played golf with a good friend of mine and his boys. And he was my family dentist. And so I have to contribute to my parents, and then also to Dr. Hillis, because he was a wonderful mentor and let me hang out in his office as much as I wanted. And it was great. So I appreciate him very much.
Very cool. When you look back, over your career and then where you are now, one thing that I think is fun to analyze is your own personal philosophy of what matter, like what's the philosophy of care for your patients,
Mhm.
and how have you developed it? So when it comes time for your own personal checkup, what do you feel is the most important things when it comes to how you care for patients? And maybe a second question is, how have you developed that over the years?
Absolutely. I have a bread and butter Midwest Missouri practice, right? And we have two general practices and then one pediatric practice. And we're starting next week on the fourth practice and the second pediatric practice. So that's kind of
Wow.
cool. So
Yeah.
my job and responsibilities have shifted over the years from primary clinical care, 4 days a week, 8 to 5, that type of scenario, to more administrative, and a little bit less clinical. But at the end of the day, I still really enjoy bread and butter dentistry. I really like implants and a lot of surgeries. And I think that follows kind of what I saw my dad doing, was a lot of surgeries
Mm.
and then chair side with clients and their pets. So as far as clinical care and culture, I really enjoy sitting side by side with patients and hearing from them what they want. Because I feel like people at the end of the day are going to buy what they want to buy. And I have a service, and so I can educate them on what I can do or what I see. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's their decision what they want to do. And I also feel like when you're talking to younger dentists, is you get yourself in a lot less trouble too when the patient is choosing what they want to do. And so when I point things out and I say, how do you feel about that? Want that? Your case acceptance goes up quite a bit. And so the more you can get the patient involved in the decision-making process, I think it's a win-win for both the practice and the patient. So, and I will say, philosophy of care, I have very much a lifestyle practice. I work 7 to 2.
Hmm.
And I have crafted that over the years, and that was out of almost necessity of me working that 8 to 5 and becoming a young mom and realizing that I wasn't always juggling. You're juggling and you're throwing balls in the air. Which balls are you going to keep up in the air, right? And so at some point I had to say, and Steve and I sat down, my husband, who's also a dentist, and said, okay, what do we need to change? And that 7 to 2 schedule worked out really well for me. So when I go into work, I work really hard. We don't take a lunch break. But I've also crafted a lifestyle practice for the rest of the team members in my office, that they get off at 2, they get to go and spend time with their families. They often can have time to go run an errand before they pick up kids. And just they've created and crafted a little bit extra time for themselves to be young mothers. And I can't believe how many, team members over the years that have called me and said, I can't believe how much of my life I was missing. And I would never go back. And I love to say that I'm this amazing employee, but I also our employer, but I also realize that a lot of times the hours are probably what has kept my retention up so high with my team members is because they really enjoy the hours. And so that has been one of the cultures that we've kept strong in our practice. So, and it's been a
Awesome.
great thing to see.
Huh. I love it because when the poll is done across America, that's like, what are the happiest, most successful professions in this world? Dentistry's always towards the top. And I think it's because of stuff like that. You get to craft the way that you want it. If you're smart, you can say, this is how we want to build our culture, this is how we want to build our practice. So very cool that you've crafted it that way. That's awesome.
Yes.
Very fun. Gregor, any follow-up questions there? Any thoughts?
I would just say, first of all, I'm a big fan, I mean, you guys have been a shining light for many years. If you were to pick, aside from the hours, which I think is a great thing, but if you were to pick one thing in your practice that you would suggest to others is worth replicating, whether it's culture or whether it's a thing, what is the one pearl that you would pass along that you think is worth others replicating?
Replicating. I
What's the
I think
genius that I could copy if I were a dentist?
so. I will copy something from Crown Council that has made a
Thank
huge
you.
interest.
Okay.
Yes, that has made a huge impact in our practice. And I would say that I was fairly skeptical at the beginning because my husband was the one who started this, and I won't take credit for that. So, but he has done it and done it well. And so a lot of what Crown Council feeds us as dentists and team members is the power of positivity and like life skills, right? So there have been so many different things in my life, from the speakers that you've had, from skills of the skills of the week, and different meetings that have actually personally changed me as a person and made me a better person, that a lot of times we take those same things and we use them in our team meetings. So every other team meeting that I have been to in other offices, because I have had other positions over the years before we started our practices, was that the team meetings were a drag. Like, right, everybody came upset with their problems, and it was basically everyone just kind of hashing out who was doing the worst job or what was going wrong in the offices. And I would say that our team meetings are purposeful, effective. However, a lot of our focus is based on actually some of the similar things that you guys do with building people and teaching them how to be better people. And that translates not into just better team members, but better people at home. And so I've had team member after team member come to me and said, thank you so much for that positivity today. That really helps me. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to apply that at work and at home. And that is really cool when you get traction on that, right? It starts slow at the beginning, but once you start actually getting big traction on that, you realize that you are making an impact in people's lives. And I realized that a couple months ago, we put an ad out, and I had 4 people that had previously left reapply for the position. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. 4 people that had left for various reasons reapplied because obviously they saw something was special in our office and wanted back in. So it was a compliment and a weird scenario, but I do think that when you pour into people, they appreciate it so much more than what you could ever imagine.
Thank you. And I do agree that, we spend as much time, if not more time, with the people we work with than we do the people we live with. And if it's unhappy and the culture is unhappy and you got to go do that every day.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Nope. You got to suffer through it. That's it. You got to. Kelly, when you look at, the fact you're opening a 4th practice, you're doing something right. Okay. So things are going in the right direction. Can you talk about the process of building building these businesses? What's worked, challenges, what are you most proud of? I know that's a lot of questions, but when you're looking at the business portion of building these practices, what do you feel like, oh, this is what we're doing that is really helping us grow and work? Because there are practices that are like, well, one practice is hard. You guys are like expanding into multiple. So can you talk about that for a minute?
Oh, absolutely. That might be another podcast too, but we can certainly unpack some of those things. Absolutely. So, I think when you start a practice and you realize that you're fairly self-limiting on yourself, right? At the end of the day, there's only so many things that you can do. And you have to try or train, hire, and try to find people with like-minded culture to help you grow. Because I laugh and say I'm an only child. I found out very quickly how self-limiting I could be to myself, right? And so you have to learn how to lead, to inspire, to forgive when they make mistakes, and to realize that every person you hire or train as part of your office is going to have positives and negatives to them, and how you play to their positives more than their negatives. And so I think that has been a wonderful aspect that we have challenges over the year, try to really lean into the people that are on our team and play for what they're really good at and put them in the right position, because you have to have the right person in the right seat right person in the right seat and the capacity to do it, to really perform well to the capacity of the job. And so there's lots of changes, and I even think my leadership skills have changed over the years. And I think leading as a female is quite a bit different than leading as a male, because sometimes they tell me different things. Or I love my team, and there's so many of them that could be my best friends, but at the end of the day, I'm their boss. And so I don't always get that benefit of being their best friend when they can all go out to lunch and go hang out, and I'm happy for them. I want them to go do that, but I have to kind of, for me, draw a little line in the sand of saying, okay, I'm your friend, I'll be there for you. I also have to hold you accountable to your job responsibilities. And I think they know and understand and respect that. And so, but sometimes it's a little lonely when you're the only girl in the office that's the boss. Similar to an office manager role. I think they go through the similar emotions and everything. So, challenges, oh my goodness, there's so many. And so it just takes time and forgiveness. I've learned over the years to be a lot more forgiving to myself, to the balls that I do drop, and keep looking up to the ones that I do hold in the air, because of course everyone makes mistakes. It's just I don't try to dwell on them for too long. I learn from it and move on, and try to mitigate the damage as much as possible.
Man,
That's a great gift.
Yeah, great advice. Great.
It's
And
a
that
great gift.
I constantly and am saying to Crown Council doctors that becoming a leader in the practice is not, it's very rare. I say it's absolutely rare, that it is like you have to learn, you have to develop it, you have to learn the skills of leading the team. And I love that philosophy that you are making mistakes, and that's okay. We're getting better and do it better next time. So very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know that last time, Dr. Dove, you talked about the 4 M's. Is that something that you still believe in, your muscle, mind, meaning, and money? Do you want to talk about that for a minute, or do you want to?
I do.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I mean, that I think is just a foundation of how I practice and how I view my life. And so it translates into, again, home life and work life. And my lifestyle practice of working that 7 to 2 in those hours and working really hard. Even the little things, like we collect prepayments for patients to reserve appointments, all of those things build up that lifestyle practice so that we can function and be as productive and efficient in the time that we have, right? And so that's more, the mind, muscle, meaning, matter. It's great. And I've carved out a time in the day that I work out and I take care of myself. That's a non-negotiable in my life. Because I realized when I was working so many hours and so long, just to basically to prove myself that I could do it, right? Is that I didn't want to wait 10, 20 years later and realize I hadn't taken care of myself, like myself. And so that's something for me to do this longer. I have to take care of myself. And the money, no one really wants to ever talk about the money portion, right? Because that can be a little awkward, but I feel like I'm a steward of the money that's given to me for the office. And when I go to the holiday party every year and everything, I look out and I think, wow, I provided for all of these families because I was responsible with the funds that were provided to me. And that is a reminder every year that I go. And this is kind of a side note, but a few years ago, I was really upset. I was having a hard time because we'd given out holiday, because this is coming up, giving out holiday bonuses, and I didn't get a single thank you. That hurt my feelings, right? And so I thought, you know what, though, that's not why I gave it out. I gave it out because I wanted to give it out, and I wasn't expecting anything in return. And so I had to reshift my focus from the bitterness to being much more positive and saying, I was able to give that, and I didn't expect any returns. And I'm very happy because I know so many of them were able to go and have a better Christmas or holiday with their families because of those funds. And so I try to focus on those pearls with the money. As I'm a stewardess, I need to manage it well. Even when we go to hire people, the verbiage of when we hire is we say, hey, at the end of the day, we have to take care of the practice, and you have to take care of your family. So at what rate are you comfortable taking care of your family? And then I have to decide which rate I'm comfortable taking care of my practice. And sometimes those two collide, and sometimes they don't. And it doesn't mean that we aren't a good fit together. It just means that not maybe right now it works for us together. And so I think that is it kind of helps soften those conversations, and you get an honest answer from a lot of team members. Because they do have to take care of their family, and we have to take care of the business. And it takes the me versus you portion out of it, and it puts you back on the same team. If they're going to be on the team, they have to take care of the practice as well. Yeah. So we start off on a good path together.
Hmm.
So those things are just all parts of the 4 M's, I think, that really do at the end of the day create your office culture, create the value in what you do and why you want to do it, continue doing it for a long time. So and hopefully, we're making an impact in our team members' lives and our patients' lives too.
With
So.
that philosophy, that is so, your incredible leadership. I love that philosophy of care. So good, Dr. Dove. Very good. Gregor, any thoughts there? I've got just 2 more questions if you don't have anything.
I was just thinking when you're talking about the holiday bonus thing, the thing we espouse is people repeat what's rewarded.
Yes.
And so if they want one next year, maybe they should have said how much they appreciated last year.
Yeah.
But I understand, and what a great mindset that they helped make it. They helped make it happen, and you were freely giving it without anticipation that you would be thanked. That's a very healthy attitude. A hard one. It's a very hard attitude.
It was, yes. Yes, it was a hard one. However, I felt like I grew as a person in that, and it helps every year be like, this is a gift that I'm able to do this. So
Yeah.
yes.
Awesome.
No, go ahead, Stu. If you got 2 more.
No, I'm sure you don't feel that far removed. Well, maybe you do, from student life, just graduating, just starting the practice. But if you were to look back, if you could time travel back to early Kelly, she's just finishing up dental school. Are there things that you would do different? Is there advice that you would give to your young self just starting in the dental world?
So we have several associates. I think we have 4 wonderful doctors that work for us, and I'm very proud of them. And I would say that I've learned from not only myself, but I've learned from them and coaching them in the offices. And so I would say one thing that I have noticed is when you get out of school, oftentimes you will end up practicing the way you start practicing. So I would be protective of those first couple of years in the way you learn and practice. And so I don't think there's a right or wrong to that, but I would say if you think about all the different ways that you can practice, some of them are a little easier and some of them take more skill than others. And so if you go the easier route, oftentimes you might have to put more of the work in later to translate to a harder or different lifestyle of practice. And so it doesn't mean that it can't be done. It's just you're going to have to break a lot of habits. And so, and that's true for a lot of things in our life, right? If you start off with bad habits, oftentimes it's harder to break those habits. And so I would be protective of those first few years and make sure that the quality you're doing and you're learning how to talk to patients and build up team members, those are all things that are very important skill sets to learn. And then the other thing, I wish as a profession, we could get rid of the word failure. And I love the Crown Council Skill of the Week where you guys talk about all the words that you don't say in the practice. And I would say one of my personal words that I don't say is the word failure, because I think the word failure kept me from placing implants for way too long, because I love placing implants and I love surgeries. But there was something about the word failure that made me more hesitant to even want to participate in it. And it created a lot of undue stress from the beginning of learning how to place us. And so I would just tell students to eliminate that, just say a non-integrated, and don't look at your career as you've failed or this procedure was failed. Don't do the same thing twice, right? Like that's just, not common sense. If something broke or something didn't work out, try to figure out why and troubleshoot. And then try to avoid saying, this failed or my worth is associated with the dentistry that didn't quite work out, because dentistry is hard. And I think the hardest thing that we do on a daily basis is figuring out when something doesn't go as well as you thought it was going to go, how to recover from that. And so don't beat yourself up. And I think that's what I would say. Learn from mentors. Ask questions. Don't do the same thing twice, because that's just insanity. There's a reason it broke the first time. And don't call it a failure. Those would be some things that I think would be helpful to me. Yeah.
I love it. Great advice. And I forgot to thank you, Kelly, for joining. When you talked about your schedule 7 to 2, I had in my mind I'm sure that joining us today was not easy, especially, I mean, it's a busy day, so thank you. I mean, I'm
You're
very
good.
grateful. Okay, thank you for being with us. Thank you. The
Happy to
last
be
thing
here.
I
Anytime. Yes.
okay. Crown Council, obviously we focus on culture. I mean, it's a thing that we feel you have to build, you have to work on, you have to work on the practice. When you look at your culture, when you look at the things that make you successful, are there a few things that are essential to making the practice culture that you run work? I mean, when you look at building your culture as a leader and as a business owner, what do you do to build your culture?
Absolutely. So a few things, and some of them we've already kind of touched on. So I would say our team meetings. So we have really good huddles, and I just got back from our mastermind retreat, which was wonderful. And one of the things Marcy Sorsman had mentioned in there was that we talk about huddles, morning huddles, and I thought her verbiage was really good. So I'm going to repeat that. And it was the purpose of the huddle is going to be to give thanks for yesterday, to optimize today, and then to prepare for tomorrow. And I thought, oh, that's fantastic. And so what we did is we went back and we showed them the gratitude section and happiness section in our team meeting. And then I reminded them, because our huddles had kind of some bad juju going on, and I thought, we got to get this out of here. And so our blessings, they were all giving personal blessings. So we focused on, again, telling your teammates what you appreciated that they did for them yesterday. And then we focused on today and prioritized tomorrow. So I would say the huddle was a huge part. We have biweekly team meetings, and then we have quarterly all staff meetings. And I love those all staff meetings. They're happy. They're like pump you up meetings. Hopefully they get a lot of value. So I would say our meetings are definitely one thing that's really good. We believe in really strong systems, and systems aren't quite as fun to talk about as culture, but I think people need to know their job responsibilities, where they're held accountable, and they need to know how to do their job, right? So they need to have a safe area that they can ask questions to and give feedback. And I think that we have created over the years some really strong systems and cross training to help with those, so that people know at the end of the day that they did a good job. I think that's important to people, as they go home and they knew that they did their job well, because most people want to do their job well. So and I hope that every team member, culturally wise, I think it's important every now and then you need to stick up for your team member. If you've got an ornery patient that's not behaving well, and they're treating your team member not so well, I think sometimes the team needs to know that you aren't going to put up with that. And so I don't know why, but every now, maybe once a year, I have to have that conversation with the patient. And it always seems to resonate very well with the team, that at the end of the day, they are my family, and I love my patients. Don't get me wrong with that. I love them, but it's kind of like a relationship where, Steve comes first in our family and the kids come second, because without Steve and I, the kids get the short end of the staff. And that's kind of how I feel with the office is my team has to come first if the children misbehave, because if the team isn't there, the children's lives gets a lot worse. And so that's something that I think I have undervalued in the past. And when I actually have kind of put my big girl pants on and just done it, I realize how much of an impact it gives the team members, that they say, oh, wow, she really cares, and we come first. And you get them to rally behind you after that.
Nice.
So.
I love it. Maybe you should stage more of those. Ask patients to come in on.
I don't. No. It can be a very rare, like, unicorn experience.
Nice.
Every now and then it happens, and I think it happens to all of us, and we might as well talk about it because it does, right?
Right. Kelly, you are, I'm so great. I know that I've reached out to you many times. I mean, we did the Mentor of the Month. I reached out to you here, and there's a reason. I think that you're an incredible leader, a great example. I just love the way your philosophy and your leadership and your team. So thank you for joining today and sharing. I'm excited to share. I know there's some that are joining live. I'm excited to share the recording with the rest of the group. Anything else? Is there anything we missed that you want to share before we say goodbye?
Oh, no, this was so much fun. Anytime you guys want to chat, I love this sort of stuff. So thank you for the opportunity.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
grateful
you.
for you. Thanks, Kelly. Have a great day.
But thank you.
Hey, bye-bye. All right, thank you, Kelly. And our final interview today is with Haley Buckner from Elevate Oral Care. We're grateful for Haley. You'll hear from this little interview with her some really fun things that are coming to us from 2026 from this awesome resource partner who support us in so many ways. We're grateful for Haley and their membership with us. All right, welcome Haley Buckner to the Crown Council live stream. Grateful to be with you, Haley. How are you?
I'm good, Stu. Thanks for having me today.
You know, one thing that I bet many of the Crown Council members don't know is that in 2023, Elevate Oral Care was actually awarded the Resource Partner of the Year for your work with Smiles for Life and everything you're doing for the membership. I don't want to gloss over that. I mean, that's a very important, fun thing that we got to do back in 2023. Where were we? Was that Salt? It must have
Salt
been Salt.
Lake. I think
Yeah,
it was
Salt
Salt
Lake
Lake.
City. Okay, so
Mhm.
Salt Lake City. So very fun. Grateful to have you on the show. This is probably your third or fourth appearance. So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm grateful to be here. And yes, we loved receiving the Resource Partner of the Year. You guys do it right. You brought us on stage, gave us a full
Yes.
crown. I mean, we felt really special for that. So thank you.
Very cool. Hey, will you spend however much time you want to spend, um, talking about who Elevate Oral Care is, what you guys do, just for if we were in an elevator together and someone was like, what do you do? We spend a few minutes doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you don't know us, Elevate Oral Care is a prevention company. So we are primarily around in-office and at-home caries prevention products. So we have your fluoride varnish, prescription toothpaste. We were the people to bring silver diamond fluoride to the United States. We have a really cool new product out of Brazil called Papa Cari Duo that can soften infected dentin, so you can easily spoon excavate it out. So if you have any fearful patients that are just terrified of the drill or being numbed up, this is a product that you just put this little gel on. It sits on there for 30 seconds and you can spoon out the decay. So we've got
Amazing.
some things in the minimally invasive space as well as primarily all around caries prevention. And we've got a team of preventive care consultants throughout the country, most of who are dental hygienists. So they have the great background and training already in this space. And they can come into your office and do a staff meeting with you and your team, bring you guys free CE credit, lunch, and can go through the latest in prevention from caries risk assessment and then really helping you guys understand, the latest in prevention, what you can offer your patients and how it can be a little revenue stream for you guys as well.
I love that. And when in 2023, I guess it was during 2022, you guys made a huge donation to Smiles for Life and the humanitarian work that we were doing. And we're kind of on tap to do something similar with Smiles for Life in 2026. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So we're really excited for this. We are going to be donating a portion of proceeds of our 5,000 parts per million toothpaste line back to Smiles for Life for any of our Crown Council offices that purchase any of that prescription toothpaste line. So if you guys are already dispensing prescription toothpaste in your practice, you have to see me at the annual event or reach out to our company. We'd be happy to explain our line to you. We have a full line, something truly for everybody. We have the All Day 5,000 line, which if you guys are signed up for your starter kit for the Smiles for Life boxes that'll ship out, I think early 2026, you'll all be receiving our newest All Day 5,000 sensitive formula. We
Cool.
specifically chose the sensitive formula since you're also doing a big whitening campaign with Smiles for Life, and a lot of patients experience sensitivity. So this will help. It's got the potassium nitrate added to it. This also contains like a 38% xylitol in it. So it's got some xylitol that helps, and then of course the higher strength fluoride. So this is a great option, but we have regular Floramax 5,000 in sensitive and regular, and then we have Just Right 5,000, which has a meter dose pump. So it will perfectly dispense out a pea-sized dose to the toothbrush head, which was originally designed for your moderate to high risk children. So they wouldn't ingest too much, but would get the proper amount to get them a little bit healthier than maybe where their current caries risk level is. So we've got something for everybody. We have a great variety of flavors, sensitive, non-sensitive, dry mouth, regular. So if you've got 5,000 parts per million in your practice, find out about our products. We'd be happy to share them with you guys. Crown Council members always get our institutional pricing, which is the best pricing we offer. And we have a special membership bundle special for Crown Council offices as well. So we take good care of you guys. And we're a direct sales company. So you won't find us through your dental distributor, but that brings the cost very low. I haven't heard of offices or other companies that can compete with the pricing of our prescription toothpaste yet as well. So
I love that.
good
And I
option,
love
yeah.
that. I love that pink pump bottle. That might be
I
my
know.
choice just from packaging.
Yeah, it's great from a mom perspective. Like they can't get the bathroom all filled with toothpaste. I mean, it has a nice control case, so I appreciate it from a cleaning perspective. That's for
That's
sure.
fun. Very cool. Hey,
Yeah.
about once a month, you send me an email inviting Crown Council members to join you through. You're not just selling product, which I love, is that you are involved in solution-based education. Do you want to talk about that for just a minute? How you educate teams and kind of how that looks?
Yeah, I'd love to. So this is something that I do with Elevate. So as you said, about once a month, we host a free continuing education webinar on our platform. They always air live on a Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but we also record them all and you can view them on demand. So if that time doesn't work with your schedule, you can still view them later on around your schedule and still get free continuing education credit for them. And we bring in experts from the dental field. We have a lot of them around caries prevention, minimally invasive care, but we've done all sorts of things we've taken feedback from our surveys and people need human trafficking for their license renewal and people wanted social media for the dental office. So we've done a great variety of different topics. So definitely check out our website. If you go to our website, it's elevateoralcare.com, but more specifically to find the webinars, it's elevateoralcare.com/elevating care. And you can find our whole bank of free CE that you can view on demand at any time and check out our webinars. And then, of course, as I mentioned, you can also request a staff meeting just for you and your team with one of our preventive care consultants, and they can also get you guys free CE credit with the staff meeting as well.
You also mentioned lunch. What does that entail?
Absolutely. Yeah. So our team comes to meet with you. Not only will they bring you the latest in prevention and CE credit, but they'd be happy to bring you and your team some free lunch. So why not, right?
Very cool.
Yes.
I'm going to share my screen. I just want to show some of these. Let's show some of these
There they are.
education. Yeah, so here we go. And obviously, I didn't have to log in or anything. This is all
Mhm.
just available. Um,
There they are. And you
Look
can
at
see in the
this.
yeah, there's a good bit on there. And the little blue link there will show you if you watch them on demand, it says download this file for your test. If you don't watch it live, you do have to take a quick 5-question quiz. You email it into our customer service and they mail you back your CE certificate right away. So it's
I
very
love that.
easy. But if you watch them live, your CE certificate will be emailed to you within about an hour or two after watching it live that evening.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We adjusted Crown Council's Lunch and Learn schedule this year. Normally, we have almost 30 Lunch and Learns available to Crown Council members, but this year it is a very limited amount. We kind of narrowed it down to more, just less options. You guys are going to be presenting at the annual event. Is that going to be you, Haley? Are you going to be
That
there?
will be me. I'll be
Okay.
there. Yes.
Let's do a little preview about what if a Crown Council member or team member came to your Lunch and Learn. It'll be Friday at lunch. What are you guys going to be talking about?
Yeah, so we're going to go through kind of the basics with caries risk assessment. A lot of offices get in the groove. We all know how to caries risk assess a patient. We can easily do it without a questionnaire or anything. But we want to say, like, okay, once you identify that this patient has an increased risk for developing caries, what can we do for that patient? What can you do chairside right then and there, whether they are a child, a teenager, an adult? Or what can you send them home with? And so we'll help walk you through some of those different preventive options. And like I said, I'll also present to you how you're going to be doing the right thing by the American Dental Association guidelines, but also how it's going to be a big profit center for your practice. So it'll be something that's going to be great for you and your practice, but most importantly, it's going to be doing the right thing by the patient. So we'll walk you through all of the latest guidelines and recommendations, and then get you and your team ready to go for when you get back in the office that following week to be able to appropriately risk assess your patients and get them the proper care they need.
Very cool. I'm grateful that you guys are such an active part of Crown Council membership, especially resource partners. I'm constantly, I wouldn't say begging resource partners to interact, but I'm always grateful that you're sharing your webinars, offers and being proactive in finding solutions to the membership. So thank you.
Thank you. You guys are a great group. I look forward to your annual event every year and just the nicest people, I would say, at any dental meeting. So we look forward to seeing you guys every year and always enjoy working with you guys. So
Cool.
yeah.
Anything else, Haley, before we finish up?
I think that's it. Hopefully, I'll look forward to connecting with any of you guys that'll be at the annual event. And if not, we can connect virtually over email, phone, or anything like that and help you in your office with anything you guys need.
Okay, cool. When I send this live stream out, I'll include all your information for contacting, and especially about the membership specials, institutional pricing. I like that word. Very, very good. Institutional pricing.
It basically, it sounds really weird, but that's like our government pricing. It's our best pricing we have, and we extend that to you guys as Crown Council members. So,
Cool. Thank
yeah,
you. All right, Haley, thank you. We will see you soon in Salt Lake City.
that sounds great. Thanks, Stu. Thanks,
Okay,
everybody.
thanks. All right, thank you for joining today's live stream. Next week, we're going to be back with a webinar, an expert webinar with Steve, which will be over on GoToWebinar there that you'll have to register for and join us over there. So we won't be on this regular live channel. So watch for the links and watch for the information for next week, next Thursday. Grateful to be with you today and looking forward to next week. Thanks, everybody.